Have you noticed this while recording vocal tracks? Sometimes if you don't have a sound treated room and you still record over there, you get a lot of, room sounds and a lot of reverb from that room, which actually you don't want in your track. And have you wondered how to remove that? There is a very easy stock plugin itself in Logic Pro that you can use to remove all these unwanted room sounds or reverbs that you get from the room where you record. And that plugin is called as a noise gate. So in today's video, we're going to learn how to use this noise gate plugin and how to properly structure that in order to remove all these unwanted room sounds from your vocal tracks. I'm Florina Jain, otherwise known as Flow of Music, and I put out a lot of YouTube tutorials on music production and generally music business as well. So if this interests you, then you need to click the subscribe button. So without any delay, let's get started. I'll play a portion of the track so that you will have an idea on what track we are dealing with.
'Cause I've got reasons to lift my hands.
So we're going to pay attention to this section where there is a little bit of gap, okay? See if you can hear some room noises. Okay, I am trying to make that clear to you, so I'm going to add a gain plugin. Definitely it will be audible for you right now because this track was exactly recorded in this room and you can see that it is not soundproof. So definitely the reverb of this room also gets recorded. So this is the exact sound that's coming in. So you can hear some windy, reverby kind of an effect, right? And we don't want that. When I add a reverb to this track, I want that to be the only reverb. I don't want to have any other reverb to this. So we're going to use this plugin called as Noise Gate to exactly remove this. Go to Audio Effects, come down to Dynamics, and the last plugin you see in that is Noise Gate. Just put stereo. Now this is how a noise gate looks like. In fact, what we're going to learn right now may coincide with the way we learned about compressor. The way this works is almost equivalent to a compressor, one or two changes only. I'll tell you what I mean by that. First of all, you have a knob called as threshold. And this basically tells you that if you keep a threshold, anything below that threshold is going to get completely cut. What happens in a compressor? Whatever goes above the threshold, that gets compressed. But in a noise gate, when you keep a threshold, whatever audio you have below the threshold is going to get lost or it's going to completely get removed. Let's actually add the gain plugin again for this tutorial. So that is the thing that we want to remove. I normally don't add this gain plugin, but for the sake of this tutorial, so that you'll be able to hear that well, I added that gain plugin. So I'm just going to keep it at a very high level right now and slowly keep moving the knob till I don't hear that room noise. So let's start doing that. So exactly at minus 44 dB, I can't hear that room noise at all. You can see these buttons right open and close. So it just tells you at what point this is acting on the track. See, in this section it's closed. If I play it from here, I'm going to turn the gain plugin off right now because it's going to be too loud otherwise.
Hands.
See, so when I play it from here, the plugin is going to be open, which means no processing is going to happen. After the section is over, you're going to see it close. How much of that is getting reduced? You have this reduction knob. So I always keep it at minus 100. So whatever threshold I keep, I just want to remove everything that's below the threshold. So that's why I keep minus 100 dB. So I'm going to add the gain plugin. So before this, with this, see, it completely cleaned that audio up. Now moving on, you have these three knobs that are very, very important. You have attack, hold, and release. Now, if you remember the tutorial from a compressor, you also have attack and release there. So this also works similar to that attack and release. So attack means once the threshold is reached, when is the noise gate going to start processing the track? So is it after 3 milliseconds after which the threshold is met, or can you increase it even more? If it is very soon, okay, like 0 milliseconds, sometimes what will happen is the moment the track comes and your vocals come in, there might be a short gap. But there, the voice just drops to zero because your noise gate is turning on. And that's going to sound a bit artificial, right? So it's better not to keep it exactly in 0 milliseconds, somewhere around 10 or something. So I'm turning off the gain right now. So let's listen to some other section of the track.
I've got reasons to do my dance. Reasons to do my dance.
And the same way is release. So after the noise gate processes that track, when is it going to stop acting? Like, is it going to be immediate, which means it's going to bounce back up again? Or is it after some time? So this is like a fading out and a fading in thing. You can call it like that. So I also keep this a bit higher so that it happens naturally and it is not abrupt.
So many reasons. I've got reasons to do my dance. So many reasons. I've got reasons to do my dance.
This hold button technically tells you how long do you want this noise gate to hold that area. So I'm going to talk about this look ahead button. So if you look at a compressor from the Fab Filter bundle, you also have a look ahead over there. So this is similar to that. It technically gives some heads up to the track or to the processing plugin and just, looks for all these things that crosses the threshold couple of seconds ahead of time. So let's just try and keep that as well.
Reasons. I've got reasons.
But this is the basic structure of a noise gate. You also have presets, I believe. Yeah, so you have all these presets as well. Generally for a noise gate, I don't use the presets at all. I just do all these things on my own. So that is how you use noise gate on vocal tracks. And I mainly, like I showed you, use it only on vocal tracks, but you can try using it on acoustic guitars as well, because sometimes you get some sounds because of changing frets and all that, and if you want to remove those sounds, you can try using noise gate to remove that as well. So this tutorial was made because somebody commented on one of my previous videos asking for a tutorial on noise gate and noise removal. So if you would also like to see some tutorials in any plugin in Logic Pro, then all you need to do is just comment below and I will do a video on that. I hope this video was useful. Thank you so much for watching. Keep making music and I'll see you guys in another video.